Hi everyone watching this video presentation. In this short presentation, we will talk about an important subject related to initial pilot training and its associated problems and obstacles. I receive plenty of messages from young and intelligent guys who are very interested to become pilots. I always try to be very honest and friendly with them when I leave them a reply. The major problem and the major obstacle, as I feel, is the financial. They ask plenty of questions like where can be the most suitable country to apply for the pilot training, which subjects to study to be ready for the training and to have an insurance to pass that training successfully. And the last and very difficult question is the financial aspect of the training. Anyhow, just to have answer to some of the questions with an overall picture, I prefer to present a short video presentation to let you know, guys, that besides financial issues, there are other problems and other obstacles which can cause someone to quit the training at any stage. So let's go and find them all out. According to the recent research, the drop rate for the student pilots is close to 80%, which is relatively high. So why have so many people quit flying, and what can they do to attain their pilot licenses? Here are 6 of the most common reasons. Before to talk about the reasons, there are some key points to discuss. So the most important reason is that flight training is expensive and challenging. Why we call it challenging? Pilot training is a mixture of the knowledge, skills, and performance. You are not always flying while the skies are very friendly, wind is calm, and sun is shining, and all aircraft systems are functioning properly. You need to build skills to get required knowledge of the aircraft systems, ATC procedures, emergencies, rules of the air, and plenty of others, which can really be a challenge. Besides, the lack of structured training and poor instruction leave students unprepared for exams and flights. So nearly 80% of student pilots, they drop out. But do not get disappointed. A good preparation can help you to continue with your training and reach your golden dreams. Flight training is costly, and the key reason that many people quit flying is the lack of finances. If standard flight schools are available where you live, you are very lucky. Why? Because you can manage to study and besides apply for a part-time job, no matter what it can be. So this may help you to earn a major percentage of the expenses that you need to pay for the training. The first solo flight. What about first solo flight? Honestly speaking, when I say first solo flight, I remember that momentous occasion, which is the real test of flying skills. It's also one of the most dangerous moment in a student's flying career, because an instructor is not there to help you, and you're quite alone flying the aircraft without having someone besides you to let you know that, hey guy, you are making a mistake, and to correct you. So everything is depending on your skills and your knowledge and experience. What about the instructor who has released you for your first solo flight. The instructor is also under plenty of pressure and stress just to make sure that the student is well prepared. As a result, it may take a student pilot around 10 to 30 hours to become solo. And the rate for a Cessna 152 and Cessna 172 aircraft is around 130 to 170 US dollars per hour respectively. The instructor fee ranges from 60 to 80 US dollars per hour. So these are some average costs, and it differs depending on the region where you are getting your or obtaining your pilot training. So roughly it requires you to spend around 3,000 US dollars just to make yourself ready for the first solo flight. Anyhow, it depends to your abilities as well. Besides this, you need to have some other expenses like the ground trainings, uniforms, study materials, and most important, the accommodation if you are staying away from your home base. Many students have access to many financing options such as scholarships. There are some flight schools which offer scholarships for the talented students. Student pilots can also get benefit from the loans to help them with the costs. And some countries offer educational loans, and student pilots can apply to take long-term loans just to continue with their training.
Under there, plus or minus. Okie doke. All right, so we're down here. You're following this. This is good. You know how to figure out where you're at. You'd put in Anderson, crisscross, stuff like that. We won't worry about this anymore.
Well, let's do that real quick.
Oh, sure. All right, so we know we are 330 from. See that 3?
Oh, okay. You mean our current position?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so...
And so we know we're somewhere on this line. But now let's see where we are from this one. So if you put from here, so you want to have two froms, and that one says 030, which is somewhere right around here. There's 050040030. Shoot it up, and where these crisscross. Then, and you could twist these to froms, and then center them. Now we know it's probably going to be that.
I center it, it'll give me the same...
It'll give you the same reading as that.
Yeah.
But this is so many turns, but just because we're heading that way, I just turn to the right a little bit. Alright. I think level is off.
Looks like they're putting you right in front of me. You see your alignment?
And then we'll just that one.
Line woman, I should say.
Alright, let's go down to 6.
And no need to go back to it, just keep whatever you started with. I mean, just whatever you're on. Alright, see how you need a little right rudder when you go full power there?
Yeah.
And sweeps to the other side, but alright. So just going up, no higher than that second black line, you see that? So just hold it right there. Imminent stall. Imminent stall.
Eminent stall. Buffeting, motion controls.
Yep, keep on pulling back just a little bit more. Just a hair. Alright, that's it. Let it go. That's all you need to feel. That was perfect.
I felt it ever so barely.
Yeah, it was barely. We could have just broke it, but you got it. Let's try one more of those. Very good. And your main goal is to be able to stay at the same altitude while you're flying around that. Alright, and then we exit the maneuver on the downwind side, which would be about right here. Once you come abeam it again, we'll go ahead and exit, and then you can take me up to 3,500, or just 3,000. Alright, then you'll roll wings level. And then you can full power, airspeed on 80. Bring us up to 3,000 feet. And we're going to knock out steep turns, and then we'll head back to the airport before the clouds get in. And alright, we're at 3,000. You can level us off here. 3,200 will be fine. So 60 runway, 60 runway. And our feet, keeping the nose straight with our feet, steering with our hands. Winds are coming out the right, so we'll do a little right crosswind. Alright, so now you can eat the power back, but leave some in there. Very good. You can leave a little in there. Just a little. Alright. And then just kind of looking down the runway. Let it sink a little bit more. And then keep looking down. And then hide the trees. That's beautiful. And then keep pulling back.
Pulling back and braking because it's short field.
Yep. And so you can brake and also flaps up. And then roll this into the wind too.
As we have said till now, flying is a skill that needs to be polished, needs to be practiced, to be well understood and felt. Maneuvers should be exercised many times, in fact based on the student pilot ability. So mostly they are repeated. Why? Because they are repeated until the student can perform them within the tolerances accepted by the rules. Some flight schools need students to complete a particular maneuver or lesson multiple times for insurance purposes. Repetition is part and parcel of the flight training, and mostly the repetitive nature of the flight training can become dull. Students get disappointed if they can't seem to achieve the standards set out for them, and this may cause them to quit the training, especially as it causes a lot of money to repeat lessons again and again. So if you fail to perform some maneuvers, you need to pay to enable the school reschedule you. This is the responsibility of the flight instructors to properly communicate this with the students, to let them know why they need to practice maneuvers so many times. Some of the flight instructors unfortunately make their responsibility easy by saying to the student that the lesson was unsatisfactory and reschedule them for the next flight. Your right is reserved. Don't forget this. So, your right is reserved to ask the instructor why he needs you to practice the maneuvers again. This will help you to find out your weak points and try to focus on them to save the time and to save the money and learn. Having a short and long-term goals will help you a lot. You should have your plan for the next future, what to do and how to improve. If a lesson is repeated, the why has to be clear. And besides all, ask your instructor what standards you must achieve to progress. An example can be a short field landing. If you are not able to land perfectly, a good way to learn is to ask your instructor to demonstrate a landing. It could help you pick up something you have missed. Another good way to achieve the standards can be to set performance goals for yourself. Record your performance as a daily basis and ask your instructor to help you accordingly.
Okay, well, whatever. What did you think about mechanic school? Well, I never read chapter 1. Maybe I won't let that person work on my airplane, okay? So chapter 1 is important, all of this stuff. The chapters that we go through, this is your guided flight discovery in the private pilot book. Everyone here comes from a different background in aviation career, okay? So I got to tell you, if you're going through the program and you want to go through and earn the certificates as they should be, you have to start somewhere. You have to start with the book. You have to start with, hey, this is how I learn the fundamentals. Because I've taught pilots so many times that think, or maybe they've been guided through a process of, hey, let's just learn how to fly the airplane and I'll teach you enough ground stuff to get through the oral exam. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're not doing yourself any justification, because now when it comes time for me to talk to another pilot in the airline career, or other pilots that are at professional events or curriculums or whatever, you'll work in the aviation community. You'll have experience and contact with these people. Well, when you start talking basics with this person and your eyes glass over and you don't know what they're talking about, people tend to have a little bit of loss in their confidence in your abilities, or maybe your assessment of your own abilities, okay? So we can get through a private pilot check ride. We all saw one of the examiners here, Richard Nielsen. We can teach you. I could take today a 17-year-old person, male or female, doesn't matter. Make sure they speak English. Okay, because that's key. Okay, so as long as they speak English, I can take that person, and in about 15 to 20 days, they can pass a check ride. Excuse me. They can pass a check ride, thank you. I could take that person and prepare them so they know what's expected for them. They can answer all the questions correctly, most of them enough to get through. They can fly the airplane enough to get through and earn a private pilot certificate. But if I leave that person right there, and at that time they're no longer required to do anything else with me at all. If that person remains right there, they will never develop all the rest of everything that they need in order to fly successfully, even as a private pilot. Now, we've heard pilots say, and pilots and people with skilled laborers talk all the time.
Lack of a structured training program or syllabus is another reason that some student pilots quit their training. So, as mentioned, not having defined goals to work towards throws many students off. In unstructured training programs, some lessons introduce many new concepts and matters that overwhelm the student. On the other end, some lessons are boring to learn. It's a fact. So, in addition, if a flight instructor is changed, students will have a new class environment, and any changes in lesson plan and the method of teaching can be challenging for some students. Lack of syllabus is a problem in some of the training schools. So a well-organized syllabus introduces new lessons steadily and provides enough time for the students to learn before they jump to the new lessons. The most effective way to avoid this is to find flight schools with a structured and well-organized training program. So a structured program lets the students learn and get ready for the next lessons well ahead of the time. Prior preparation also reduces ground briefing times, allowing you to save money. obtain your pilot license and a rating passing knowledge test is a requirement. So the passing score is 75, and however, getting ready for a knowledge test by yourself without receiving help from an instructor is difficult. Failing a knowledge test at first attempt demotivates the students, and getting ready for the second chance needs a student to be motivated and be well disciplined to study hard. Many resources on the internet offers courses to take to make you ready pass your knowledge exams. So you can also find some good instructors to establish online classes for you, in fact on the subjects which are hard to understand. And besides, there are plenty of sources which offer preparation courses, including study materials, mock-up tests, and instructions. The primary teacher to a student pilot is a certified flight instructor. A good teacher pushes a student to do better and study harder, so inspires trust and builds self-confidence in a student. Many instructors require minimum flying hours to join an airline, and the easiest way for them is to become flight instructor. However, there are also dozens of the flight instructors who just want to build time and do not want to take on the responsibilities of being a teacher. Some instructors quit after getting into an airline without prior notice to the students, and which can stall the students' progress. A good instructor helps a student with their training. They might stay late to help students understand a concept or flight lesson, apply for the scholarships, or other ways. Sometimes there is a personality mismatch, and the student and the instructors do not get along. So students feel that they are obliged to stay with instructor they are first assigned till the end. Switching to a new instructor may require the student to redo specific lessons to exhibit competency, which costs money in fact. So when this happens, the student might feel that the instructor does not have their best interests to let them progress and continue. If you feel that you and your flight instructor are not a good match, so do not wait. Just ask for a different one. My mean is for the different instructor. Try to find a career instructor, because mostly they are experienced and will not disappear on you. Switching instructors occasionally is beneficial. New instructors will introduce you to new techniques and will give you a fresh perspective on your training, and sometimes students who struggle with one instructor will flourish under the guidance of another instructor. Medical issues frequently hold people back from their aviation goals. To fly, you need valid medical certificate. Conditions like heart problems, mental health disorders, or certain medications can lead to delays, even disqualifications. So for someone, the process of dealing with medical disorders can be shocking if they were not expecting issues before starting the training. If you think that you might be unable to meet the medical standards, schedule a consultation with a medical, just aviation medical examiner, but not an exam. That's going to be a consultation only. So if you are disqualified, then they will help you navigate the process, and for sure it will take time, but many issues can be resolved and you may still be eligible for a special issuance of these certificates. Okay, colleagues, what we have to say at the end is that flight training is tough and many students quit for various reasons. However, you can overcome most of these with a little effort. The most important thing when it comes to flight training is to choose a reputable flight school. This will set you up for success and help you with the mentioned problems. If you are currently at a position in your flight training and thinking about quitting, remember that the path of least resistance isn't always the best. As you grow older, you will likely regret what you didn't do. So stick with it and don't give up. The last word that I have for you is please do not give up. Thank you very much for watching the video.